If something makes you feel uneasy, chances are there's something there.
Shut up and sit down.
Are you proud of your Filipino supernatural heritage? Then wear it for the world to see. Visit our merchandise page at www.cafepress.com, keyword Pamanimation and Aswang.
Hi everybody. For today's episode, we're going to be covering the supernatural traditions of Japan. Now, if you don't think you've been exposed to Japanese ghost lore, perhaps you've already been exposed to a facet of Japanese traditional beliefs, and that's through Godzilla movies. Now, Japan has a long history of mythology, of ghost lore, and also of monsters. Like me, I grew up watching monster movies since I was a kid. And now creatures like Godzilla, Gamera, and everything that came afterwards is basically an extension of Japanese mythology, which includes monsters. And within that monster belief, you also have beliefs about ghosts. Traditional Japanese ghost lore or supernatural lore is a combination of Buddhism and native Shinto beliefs. Shinto is the traditional Japanese religion that actually predated Buddhism. In Japanese supernatural lore, there are many, many different kinds of creatures. See, now when I see a Godzilla movie or what they call kaiju, these kaiju characters, Japan also has yokai or monster culture. All of these are extensions of the same thing. It's a fascination that makes Japanese culture as rich as it is. Japanese ghost beliefs have even been extended to Hawaii, or if you look at Obake stories. Obake, the term itself, is Japanese. Now, there are many supernatural creatures in Japanese folklore. If you pick up the books of authors that summarize these characters, yokai culture, kaiju culture, Yurei culture, Yurei meaning ghost, such as the books of Matt Alt. If you haven't looked it up, this fantastic reading. You're in for a treat, because Japanese culture, what makes it unique as it pertains to the supernatural is that it uses supernatural in many, many different forms and popular culture. You find supernatural lore in kabuki, native theater. You also find it in traditional stories, and it's part of Japanese culture. They used to have a game where people would tell 100 ghost stories in front of 100 candles. Every time someone tells a story, they extinguish a candle. So with each story told, the room gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until there's one candle left, one story left. Once that story and candle is put out, you're supposed to wait because something supernatural is supposed to happen. What makes Japanese culture unique is that they took the time, unlike a lot of Asian countries, unfortunately, they took the time to catalog their ghost types. Now, it's been said the Japanese have a word for everything. And I think that pretty much applies to ghost types as well. Now, let's cover the more popular types that you would see in native lore. Let's start with a creature called the kappa. The kappa is a combination basically of a turtle and a monkey. The head of a monkey and the body of a turtle, and it has a hole on top of its head that has liquid. If you're to induce the kappa to bow forward and lose that liquid, you will render it powerless. It sounds kind of cute until you realize that the kappa lived in a river and when it basically disembowels swimmers. That's kind of interesting. Another common creature found in Chinese belief as well as Korean belief is that Kitsune, or the fox spirit. The fox spirit is kind of a shapeshifter. It tempts Buddhist monks. It lies to you. It's a spirit that even though it's part of some rice rituals in Japan, the Inari beliefs, it's also very deceiving and very dangerous. All throughout Japanese lore, you would find this creature called the Oni, or the devil. The Oni is kind of, it creates mayhem. Walks around with a club, a loincloth, and it has these two horns. The Oni are basically there to create mayhem. Another popular creature, some people say where ninjas come from, is called the Tengu. The Tengu is half man, half crow. It's believed that they're basically monks that live up in the mountains, and the Tengu are become in human form. Usually when you see them in masks, they're people with elongated noses. They're shapeshifters, and they've been said to be where ninjas learned their craft. Now, the classic Japanese ghost is called the Yurei. The Yurei, the classic example that you see in books is that the Yurei is a woman where her hands droop forward and her hair is disheveled and her body ends in a point. The Yurei is the classic ghost that we would classify as a ghost in Western lore. Remember, if something makes you feel uneasy, chances are there's something there. I'm just saying. Until next time, keep spreading the goosebumps. If you like the content that we've brought forward so far, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.